All right, so we're back into another Dragon Ball Super card game video. I'm not alone yet again. Got another deck profile from the CoreTCG event from last weekend, and I'm not alone. Hey, what's going on, man? Introduce yourself.
Yo. I'm Alvin. I got top 13th place. I went 4-2 with a Broly Surge this weekend.
Cool. Where you from, by the way?
Currently I'm living in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio for school.
Oh, okay.
But usually I'm hanging out in Cali.
That's what's up. Cali represent. I'm from San Diego,
Yeah.
so I gotta say it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So you got 13th place, right? And
Yeah.
it was a best of one. For those who don't know, this is a webcam event, so it wasn't online. It wasn't on Nuntap, Octagon, whatever you may be. And this is pretty much the closest that we get to a premiere event or like an in-person event. So it's pretty important. Now, knowing all of that, right? Why did you pick Broly Surge? Is it because you've been playing it for a while? Did you think it was a good pick, or what?
It was a mix of Broly being one of my favorite characters, actually my favorite character.
Oh, okay.
And also like, I had to give him the respect he deserves as my favorite character. I was considering playing Dredgeku instead, but I'm currently running like a budget version of it with what was it? Not even a scratch to replace the apes.
Yeah.
And no rebrands. And I thought like, I thought like, maybe this isn't at the highest power it can be. But Surge was at, the Surge I had everything for.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't think people are really playing multicolored leaders anymore, like very much recently. I don't know why. I feel like they can still compete, but do you feel like you would lean more towards like a monocolored deck another time, or do you feel like you would stick with this?
I think currently, because the format is super aggro right now, just wasting that single turn, charging a multicolor is just a little too slow.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. I think within the format for multicolored leaders and as well as just decks, it was a little bit slower. It was a little bit different, so I can understand that. Is there any other reason why you picked this, or anybody who helped you? Any shout outs you want to give, or no?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I want to shout out my my homies back in Cali, Anthony, Angel, Oscar, and Dashel. Specifically Dashel, because he's the main guy who I text about all this like Dragon Ball Super stuff.
Okay.
I'm always asking him for like tips and things, and just like what changes he thinks I should make. I mean, most of the time his advice is useless.
Oh.
But it's just nice to have someone that I can convene with and compare strategies.
For sure. Okay, that's nice. All right, well, let's get into the deck. Hopefully he takes that as a compliment. The first thing that we're gonna look at is the main stuff, right? So we still have the Dormant Legend stuff. We still have Goten. We still have Nappa as the super combo. Obviously the check land, as well as the Champ Pack Broly, which is a really great card, right? And then the combo breaker Broly. So how did this stuff turn out? Did was this the right pick as far as an engine goes, or what do you think?
I think this engine's really good. Actually, I think Broly is the best red-green leader just because of the Goten. Because Goten just gives you it. Goten, I think, in every deck, every Broly Surge deck should be at a 4 of, which adds another 4 like chances that you'll be able to arrival for free.
Yeah.
As well as being able to just thin out your deck with a Dormant Legend, and having that extra draw that it gives if you're at like 5 or less cards. It's just a really strong card by itself.
Okay, that's good. So basically Goten, within this section at least, basically carries everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the 6 drop is a little bit lackluster nowadays.
Hmm.
Only because in a lot of my matchups, I haven't felt the need to call it. Just because I felt like I've had more value calling smaller things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of spending 2 energy for a 30k body and not being able to like minus 15k anything, because usually they won't have anything on board. Um, it's just kind of weak because next turn they'll probably just pop it.
Hmm.
When instead I could Gogeta, I could Arrival Gogeta and call Demigra, gaining value from both those guys,
Yeah.
pressuring with a double strike and getting markers onto Demigra to potentially pop anything they bring out.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think being more efficient with your deck and energy is kind of the name of the game right now. So it's definitely understandable. Well, go through the other stuff then. When it comes to the rival Gogeta, get to pop something, double strike, just like you're saying. The Liqueur, which is a busted card, and then Raditz, Champa, and then the SCR of choice, which is of course the red green one. All of these help out their arrival. So how do these do?
So, okay, Gogeta is a goat for sure. Just because, 1 energy, double strike, and being able to pop any 4 or less, it's a lot of value, especially like just to pressure early game.
Yeah.
On top of that, Champa Beerus as well is basically just the furthering destruction Champa, but on a body that can also pop. You know, it's it also gives a lot of power, especially when you turn 2 Broly Swift.
Yeah.
You can turn 3 Champa Beerus onto him as you're attacking to give him double strike, and usually they won't have any reaction to it. They won't be able to react to it in any way.
Right, and that's
which is super strong.
Swift Retaliation, the champ pack you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, that card's busted, dude.
It's really good. It's really, really good. Now, like, how was Liqueur? Was it good paying 3 and, using the Alliance drawing 2 and all that other stuff?
Honestly, it was really hard to find a reason to call it. Just because Alliance is a cost.
Yeah.
Where you have to like tap a card, but I realized I never had any reasonable targets to tap.
Yeah.
I would have the Gogeta on board or the Broly Champ card. And so it's like instead of paying 3 to just get an extra crit in and have this like 3 attacks with if I had Demigra on board, I could pay 2, call a Champa, and then maybe call another Champa on top of the Champa to double strike like twice, and then have Demigra attack, and then have my Broly leader attack, and it's just there's a lot more power I get out of using it for calling other things than just calling Liquor by itself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's coming down to that energy efficiency, and sometimes when you play like 3 to 4 energy cards, it's a little awkward. Like you either want to turn the game back to your side, or at least to get some momentum or the tempo back to you, or try to potentially end it. And sometimes I don't know if Liqueur is going to do that for you. So definitely understandable. Yeah. I think when we talk about targets for Liqueur, there are a few other ones here when it comes down to the the 5-drop charismatic and the 1-drop crown, maybe even Topo, but not too many out here. But we do have a lot of stuff here, a lot of supporting cards for the deck when it comes to Actor Image, the Actual Negate, and Topo. We do have the main board Mechiobora, which is cool, right? And then I think this is a one of Mirror, right? So
yeah,
how do all these do?
Okay, so the Migra obviously the best unison for green right now. That being able to use the Frieza counterplay was just, it was enough to make me run the whole package, because I didn't really have any like responses to like the opponent. I didn't have much like counterplays, so if they called something big and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to react to this? you know, it would be nice if I had something, and so I decided to run Frieza.
Okay. Which is,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely understandable. I do agree. I think Demigra is probably going to be the best one. Still, even going to set 11. Other than maybe Dark Broly, but that's, you know, that's different.
Yeah, and most unisons are like 2 or like 3 energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, investing that amount into something that won't give me that much for that turn is, it's a little much in my opinion.
Yeah.
But with Demigra, all I had to do was pay 1 for the turn, and I can get it up to 2 markers.
Yeah, and it pretty much stays because it's permanent, and I think it scales really well. Like every turn that you get a 15k attacker, and a turn after that, you get to that 3 markers where you can remove anything, basically, like you were saying. So it's really good. So how did the Mekiobara turn out? Did you ever use it?
I used it once, but my knowledge in the game, or my knowledge of the matchups that I faced against, were not that good. Well, wasn't that good.
Okay.
Just because, like,
I don't like this preface, but go ahead.
I didn't really I don't really play like on Untap. I usually just play with my group. So I go against the same decks like every week. And I like know what the decks do, but I don't know which cards that I have to target exactly.
Yeah.
To, like, stop their plays or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Luckily, people were nice enough, and they let you like look up cards on Shenron's Lair during the game.
Yeah.
To do that kind of thing. And one of my matchups, I think it was the Gotenks. I straight up asked him, the 7-drop Unison Gotenks. I was like, "Is that your boss monster?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And so I played Meki Kibora, and I hit that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that works out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Paragus, I noticed that you didn't have too much self-awakening outside of the champ pack and maybe After Image. Did that run into an issue? Like, I know they can swing it to Demigra, but did you end up being okay with Paragus?
Paragus was fine, because usually they would keep me at 4 life so that I couldn't Surge Awaken, which was like their main thing that they wanted to avoid.
Yeah.
But Paragus, I think, is much better than a lot of other potential green cards, like the sparking super combos.
Yeah.
Mostly because you can draw 3 and then warp 1, which is I don't know, it's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
In that, yeah.
I mean, definitely a little circumstantial, but I think when you do actually get it off, it's really good. Okay, cool. All right, and then of course Topo's busted, and we got the one of Mirror for Overwhelm, since I don't think you play any Overwhelm, right? And then Chi Chi, you draw 2 on your unawakened side when you have 2 or more for red green. And pretty good. Okay, anything else we missed on this one?
Not really. I don't think so.
Okay, let's get into the matchups, and we can get into the full list and close this one out. So let's talk to the matchups. You can go ahead and talk whatever you want here.
Okay, so I might complain about a lot of these decks, but I mean no disrespect to any of the players, because all of them were super nice and really polite.
Okay, that's good.
But round 1, I went against Dredgeku, and oh my god, dude, just so much stalling, so much just like not letting me do what I want to do, which is just, you know, hit face. And then him just paying 4 to call the to maiden transformation into 2 Rabanras.
Yeah.
I couldn't recover from that. I did misplay a little bit. Where I didn't awaken fast enough, and I was actually unawakened when I died.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I thought to myself, oh, you know what? This is turn 4. You know, maybe I have one more round. You know, one more turn in me. But no, he finished me off next turn.
Bummer. Well, that's kind of what Dredgeku wants to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how did Starter Baby go?
Starter baby. He was able to establish the 6-drop super early. But I can't really remember what happened for the first few turns. I think he didn't really attack much, so I was fairly safe in that department. But I was able to utilize Demigra's popping ability to get rid of the 6-drop, which let him out with the 8-drop, which I think oh no. Okay, so this is what happened. I think I was attacking with one of my cards, and he topoed me, and I had Demigra on board, so I was able to freeze a counterplay and pop his 6-drop baby, and then he brought out the 8-drop from the 6-drop dying, and then I used Demigra's ability to just pop it again.
Okay, well that works
and
out.
And then yeah. And that the Frieza was good, really good in that situation, because he told me after the game that he was too scared to awaken because he didn't want his heartfelt plea to get popped. But I actually didn't have Frieza when when he said he wanted to awaken, so he just wasted a turn, which it gave me the time to set up and kill him.
Yeah, Frieza's gonna be a big one for that one for sure. And that's one reason why Starter Baby and the other baby hasn't really been doing too much, I feel like. Okay. So started deck 21, right? We talked about that a little bit. I know that was a very interesting deck.
Yeah, so okay.
You don't have to talk about all of it, but yeah.
Yeah. So this deck was kind of crazy. He had the meta coolers, which is just broken, dude. And then just like having the he was able to ramp super early as well with the Android 17, I think, that like comes in without energy exhaust. And then he just negated my attack, called the I think the Android 16 that ramps you, and he surpassed me in energy by like turn 2. Even though I was going first, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that deck.
Okay.
It was pretty powerful. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then we had the Yellow Gotenks where you literally had to stop his boss monster after he so that's good. Was that a difficult one? Did you feel like that was a doable matchup for you?
Yeah, it was a little awkward because I didn't really know what Gotenks did.
Okay.
And being on webcam, you can't really like pick up their cards and read it up close. You have to like
look that shit up,
cross-reference, and then yeah, that was like something that I kind of struggled with because it's like having people read it out to you and having all this like information coming in, you can't really like understand that well. So it webcam events, I think, are just like did not help this matchup too much. But I don't really remember too much that happened here.
Okay.
I think I was able to pressure a lot with my arrivals, just with Arrival Gogeta,
right,
and then Chompabiris.
Right.
Yeah, and just being able to just hit face basically is what my deck mostly did.
Yeah, which is sounds like it's a recurring theme. Is what you want to
do.
Okay. Was that?
But
oh no. Go ahead.
I was able to finish him off with Scramble, which was nice.
Okay.
But yeah.
Very good. All right. Was that the same thing for Agents of Destruction, or is it a little bit different for you?
Okay, so Agents of Destruction, I think I got super lucky with my draws.
Okay.
So he turned 3, he called like 7 of his guys.
Oh,
and he was just hitting me with 15 Ks, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Is this what this deck actually does?
Oh yeah, it does. For sure. Then you get Celzine and you cry. But
yeah. But luckily he didn't have it. I was safe.
That's good. That's good.
And I was at like
No, go ahead.
Okay. And I was at like 3 energy. And so that turn I was like, okay, I gotta win here, or next turn he's just gonna finish me off with the rest of his board.
Yeah.
And so I think I called a Gogeta. I think I already had Broly Swift on the board. I had someone on the board, but I was able to go I was able to call Gogeta, and I was able to chomp a Beerus and then combo with another chomp a Beerus to give my other chomp a Beerus double strike, if that
Nice.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was able to just like keep doing that and just pressuring with a bunch of double strikes, to the point where he actually ran out of cards in hand by the end of the turn.
Okay.
And then yeah,
That's good.
I think I would have lost had he drawn into the Unison. I was really scared for that, but you know, we stayed lucky.
Good, good. Sometimes it'd be
Yeah.
that way. And then we also have Invoker, which is unfortunately the loss. What made that one difficult for you?
Oh man, Invoker. I mean, that guy really just big brained me. He was able to. Not only was he able to just keep me at 4 life, I didn't have enough like self awakeners. But he was also able to just keep his energy like low enough that I couldn't Broly crown him. And so I was just like I was just stuck basically at one turn. I think I could have maybe pressured him some more, but I thought I had another turn. And then the next turn he actually just ends up burning me to death, which I mean it was my first time facing against that guy or facing against the deck, so I didn't really know what led into the burn and how that whole combo exactly worked.
Oh, I see.
But yeah.
Okay, so more of the story, what it sounds like for all of these matchups and just in general. You gotta learn about other decks and what they do, so that way you're not too out of the dark, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So overall, X2 round 1 and 6 losses, but got the 13th place and did pretty well overall. And as we get into the last thing here, which is the full list, is there anything else that you want to talk about or say anything else that you want to say before we close it out?
I think a couple changes I would make. I think I would probably change Gogeta to 3.
Okay.
Because for the Invoker matchup, I wasn't able to pressure him as hard as I wanted to.
Yeah.
I was only able to like double strike him like once a turn, when usually I could double strike like twice a turn or whatever.
For sure.
And I think I would put down Liquor to 2. Maybe remove him like all the way, just because I feel like he's just way too slow. And with a deck design like mine is, I'm not gonna really have any targets for him to alliance with.
Yeah.
For him to get the full value out of him. But I'm probably still gonna run him at 2 just because I spent so much money on him. I want to actually use him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, other than that, there's not much.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate talking through all of this. If you guys have any questions, definitely put your comments below. Hit us up on Discord. You got my Discord now. Oh well, I should make sure that you have my Discord now. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you have any other shout outs or anything else, definitely let us know. But other than that, again, thank you for taking the time out. Bye, everybody. Otherwise, say bye as well.
Oh, goodbye.
Okay, bye.